You just got tired of me saying dirty words.
Yep, you know it. Did I copy this one over?
So I've already done my taxes, and
There we go.
I always buy a new piece of gear each year. Just
So what'd you get this year?
I pulled the trigger on the Go XLR.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
I was torn between that and the L8. Um,
So the trouble with the L8, and
so I'm glad I didn't go with it then.
the trouble that we're having with the L8, because I got one for the people in Washington that are on the other side of the podcast, is number one, it doesn't work with AMD. It's real weird, but it doesn't work
That's
with
weird.
AMD.
That is really
Yep.
weird.
Number two, it does not work with any sort of USB hubs. At least that's what they claim, and we haven't been able to get a USB hub to work with it. Um, and those are the main two issues that we're having with it. And so my brother has a Mac laptop, but apparently the newer Mac laptops don't have any USB, normal USB ports. They only have USB-C ports.
Yeah,
So
the
he's
new
like, "Oh, I'll
Max.
just
Yep.
connect it through a hub." No, it doesn't
No, you have to
support
have the
hubs.
adapter.
And so he bought an adapter. He's going to try to see if the adapter will work. If that doesn't work, then we're going to have to um,
Man,
do some kind of rigging with um, conversion cables and stuff like that. And then we
yeah.
don't have it recording directly onto Reaper. We only have
And
the
that's the part of getting that multi-track is you could literally
well,
Reaper will read all of them.
we can multi-track it on the board itself, but I was
That's
hoping to
true.
use that as a backup
Backup.
recording rather than the only recording.
Yeah.
Um, all right.
Man, that's rough.
Yeah, that one is. So we'll see. Um, one of the other people, the players, said that they do have um, an Intel laptop, a gaming laptop that we could possibly use. So we'll see. Man, I'm gonna have to. I gotta start inserting rows. We have so many sources tonight. Bloop.
Next week when Ibit's on, it's gonna be like, yeah, I got nothing to talk about.
There's always stuff to talk about.
Talk about cheating nephew. Yeah.
Hopefully he's all right.
Oh yeah, I heard there's a tornado or something.
Yep. Yep. All right. Let's grab those. There was a tornado in Nashville, so. Oh, sounds like my wife's home. So if we wait 2 seconds, she can take the monitor.
1, 2.
Well, I mean,
Mm.
2 minutes.
Do you mean or did you say?
2 minutes. And one more source. Boom. Look at all those sources. Isn't it a beautiful thing?
It is if we can get through it, which I'm sure we will. I'm sure
That's true. We might have too many sources to get through. And I'm not even looking at the chat right now. I don't even know if anybody's.
Yeah. See, Nicole, they're called MacBooks, is what Nicole says in all caps. And Nightbot didn't time her out.
Well, that's because she's a
let me
mod.
down.
Mods get.
Doesn't matter. Nightbot, I just think it's funny. Civilian on base says hello. Rock Eddie says hi. Jasmine says hi. Jacket K says he'll be lurking until he's ready to do some recording himself. Jacket K, shoot me a link. I know you can't do it in the chat here because it'll block you.
Well, he can put the link there, and we can still see it. Well, at least
Is that how
I
that
can
works?
see it. Yeah,
Oh no, I'm not logged into Pokemon Go. I'm logged in.
Okay, well I can see it and forward it to you.
Yeah, or he could. Yeah, this is me, JK.
All right, let me.
So you can whisper it to me, or email, or Twitter, Twitch, rather, whatever. I want to link to your stuff so I can check you out, see what you're doing. Well, second, hurry up.
Did you guys win some prizes? Sammy did. You won a door prize? That's awesome.
Free stuff is awesome, man. Free stuff's the best.
That is the biggest bait coloring book I have ever seen.
Civilian, congrats. Congrats. Podcast feed's easier for me, Jackie K, but both, that's awesome. That is huge.
You want to show that? You want to show them your dinosaurs? There you go.
Free stuff's the best stuff. I forget Joe can hear me in his ear as I'm talking. But Santa's not real, kiddos.
All right, you go show them.
Yay! We see markers. Awesome.
All right, boys, I gotta get started. Love you, boys. Be good for mom.
Baby Pika Pika Pika, baby Pika Pika Pika, baby Pika Pika Pika, baby Pikachu. Kids are the best, man. When I was first podcasting, mine were that little. They would come, jump up in my lap, grab the microphone, start talking. It was great. Yeah, Jackie K, tweet it to me. That'd be fine. That'd be fine.
I'm awesome.
Podcasts I'll subscribe to so I can listen in my car, and at some point I'll probably check out your YouTube videos as well.
Bum, bum, bum.
Nicole did not like that. I changed the Baby Shark. Well, she didn't like the Baby Shark song.
So she was real upset when I was solo because I played the Magikarp song on air.
Oh no! I'm sorry, Nicole. I'm so sorry. All right, I'm gonna hit record over here. That seems to be going.
There. Oh, maybe I should put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Rock Eddie says he sent us a infographic. Did you? Oh, Nicole, if you're very easily annoyed, you're marrying the wrong man.
It would be on Facebook. I'll check.
All right, I'll grab. Well, okay. I'll kick us off, and then while you're doing your adventure of the week, I'll grab it. That'll be fun. And I'm thinking I'll start when I get the new board. I'll have the sound buttons on it and stuff. I'll probably put our intro in there. We'll do live music here on the stream and those kind of things. All right, you ready, Joe?
Yeah, I am very ready.
Nicole, it's not me this week, is all I can say. Welcome to Pokemon GO Podcast, where we talk about all the awesome sauces, some of the not so awesome things that happen in the week. I am the Rat God Podcasting, Chicky Nashville. And man, it's been like 2 weeks since he called. I miss him already.
And hopefully he's all right since there was a tornado in Nashville this week.
Yeah, there was some kind of tornado that went through Tennessee. It's yeah. So yeah, hopefully he's all right and all that jazz. But the man you just heard speak is Joseph_Ard.
Yep. My brother's trying to get me to change my Twitter tag. I don't think that's going to happen.
To Joseph #Ard?
No, to be like DM Joseph Ard or something like that. But
yeah. You spent 3 years building the Joseph_Ard brand, man. You got to stay on brand.
That's what I told him.
You gotta stay on top. Tell him you're kind of famous. You can't be changing stuff now.
The Joseph.
Yeah, you are. You are indeed. You remember when we first started and there was a Pokemon Joe out there and everybody's like, "Oh, he's not the real one." Well, we've got some experiences of the week. So I'm gonna pull up my pictures. I pulled up the Discord.
I love that you take screenshots now.
Yeah, that's the only way I can remember. It hasn't been a big week for me. Actually, I evolved something today. The little red beetle bug that's been around. Vinny puncture. Vinny what?
Venipede.
That's it. Venipede. Into that wicked looking, the evolution of them, the middle evolution.
Whirlipede?
Yeah, I think so. I'll look it up. Okay, so you already know about those. So that might actually be, I'll go straight into the game because it looks like that's the only thing I've really done this week.
And don't you just love all the birthday hat Pokemon that you can't mass transfer?
Yeah, I forgot until you just reminded me. Yeah, it's they're fine. Ultimately, they're fine, right? They're not showing it down their throats for 2 months in a box. So it's not necessarily the hat thing that got me. But yeah, I think the world has come together to say, let us mass extinct these buggers. Because
even if it was like a checkbox, like or a confirmation, like they could even have it doubly safe. There's a checkbox that says, "I want to be able to select the costume Pokemon," and then when you hit yes, send. It could be like, are you sure you are trying to transfer costume Pokemon
Yeah,
or event
sure.
Pokemon? I think that's the terminology,
That's
right?
still
Yep.
that's a whole lot less buttons that I have to hit than selecting every one and saying send and
Yep.
no 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 no.
Na 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 na.
Whirlipede. Have you seen a Whirlipede yet?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you have one.
I I'm really bad about evolving.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that, man.
I'm pretty sure I've got enough
That's so cool.
to evolve one of my. Let me find one of them so I can.
There's the man. Chicky, that's real. He's okay.
Cheeky, you're all right. Woo!
I don't miss him anymore. Now I'm good. We poured one out for you earlier, man. I bought a bottle of Nashville hot barbecue sauce. We poured it out in your honor, thinking that you'd gone to the thunderdrome in the sky. Now, Joseph, what? While I get weird, what's your experience this week?
Well, I got a Trubbish this week.
Oh, finally, so good.
A friend of mine wanted to trade Drillburs with me, so I ended up with a 95% Drillbur ish. So that's pretty nice. I got a shiny Whalmer. So you know the Thanos fish. I finally got like one of the clone Pokemon. They just wouldn't spawn at my work. At least, well, they would spawn when I was in the middle of meetings. But yeah, so I got a clone Blastoise.
I like the tattooing on the shell.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
so that's pretty sweet. Got another wild Pharaoh seed, so that's nice. I have enough to evolve it now, so that's fun. Hatched another Litwick, so getting those candies so I can get myself a Chandelure. And was that everything? That might have been everything. The highlights, anyway. But yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun this week.
Very cool. I am still trying to pull. Oh, there it is. I found the infographic. And then there's a lot of extra stuff with it. Oh man, that shiny Arbor Mewtwo is something else. I tell you, this is not real.
Yeah, I was like,
it's not real. It's not real. But he's very clear about that. I don't care. It's still really cool, and yeah, that's nifty. Let's talk about the experiences of the week on the Discord. Terry got a 0 Eevee, a 0. What's the word I'm looking for?
Zundo, I think is what people have been calling them.
Is that it? Yeah. Because instead of Hundo, it's Zundo. Yeah. 98% Beldum. See, Popeye got a Nidoking, or Nidoran, rather. Terry showing off all his shiny. Oh, man, Terry, you got so many shinies.
Well, a lot of those ones that you first started talking about were actually from last week.
Does that go back too far?
Yep, you went too far. Sunday, March 1st is the first one for this week's.
Okay.
So, Terry...
I'm a little surprised. We didn't. Maybe it's just a slow week for everybody. We don't have a whole lot of posts going on.
So anyway. Terry did probably a ton of raids on this past weekend during the raid event with Nidorino and Gengar, because he ended up with 3 shiny Gengars and 4 shiny Nidorinos. So, you know, he was raiding just a little bit. And then Shiftworks hatched himself a 100% birthday hat Bulbasaur.
Nice.
So that's pretty sweet there as well.
I'm just going to throw in the direct links to these
my collection here. Is full.
No, you only have room for 5,000.
No, half that.
Shh.
That's okay. I'll murder some of them.
You got to send them to the State Farm in the sky, man. That's how that works.
Yep.
So, what about the chat room? What has been your experiences this week? What would you guys like to share that we can read
Cheeky
off?
Nashville learned how to dodge tornado attacks. Sorry, that was in poor taste.
No, it'd only be in poor taste if he didn't dodge the attack.
Yeah, but there's people that didn't. So.
So sorry.
I'm a jerk.
This week is all Joe. I'm not the bad guy.
Us Nate
Um,
Scout U.S. Nate Scout got 5 shinies in 7 days. That's pretty sweet. Any other good experiences this past week?
this thing's killing me. Stupid thing's killing me. Sorry, everybody. Trying to put some graphics in that were sent to us by an awesome listener named Rock Eddie, and the stupid thing is being stupid. Hence the name Stupid Thing. Well, you mentioned Shiftworks a second ago, as we're about to get into the headlines.
A second ago.
And just so you know, this show is brought to you by Shiftworks and other awesome people over at patreon.com. Patreon.com/Pokemon GO Podcast. You can support the show. You get the ad-free version of the podcast every time. And there's lots of other cool community things going on and some fun stuff. So if you like what we do, you like to help out. If you like Shiftworks, and go on and pledge your love, ever-ending love to us. We would love to have you. We got lots and lots of stuff to do tonight.
Just don't become a crazy stalker.
I'll take it. I'm down with this crazy
You're
stalker.
down
I'll
with
tell
crazy
you,
stalker?
I'll tell you Joe's
that's,
address
You know
right
that's
now.
going to be in the headline, right?
Down with the crazy stalker.
Down with the crazy stalker.
Yeah, I'll give you Joe's address right now.
But here, why don't I help you with putting those graphics in here that you're wanting?
It's not the graphics. I can get the graphics. I was trying to put in new cells and something's merged, and it's like I just want to move
you're
stuff.
Messing around with the
but Joe,
yes.
we got a lot of headlines to get to tonight.
We have a whole lot of headlines. We might not get to all the headlines, actually.
Yeah, sometimes we can go long. Tonight I can't, because I'm making a special appearance on another show. They're having their 500th episode, and we'll give them a quick shout out because it's a good, fun show. It's Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Fairly family friendly. Sometimes they dive off into some uncomfortable topics. That get a little
I wouldn't call it fully family friendly.
See,
definitely not.
I would call it PG or rated G. Joe would call it PG-13 to NC-17. So it's in the middle somewhere.
I tuned into them. Was it last week or the week before while I was working on the notes? Yeah, they went full X-rated a few times.
Well, that's unusual, and I have not heard that episode. That episode. It is mostly family fun, but you know what? You know your own family. You know your own listening. They're celebrating 500 episodes.
It is Charles' family fun. It is not.
Actually, it's very light for our fun. But yeah. So yeah, listen at your own discretion. But congratulations to Horseshoes and Hand Grenades for hitting 500 episodes. That's really solid.
But people, when you talk about family fun, especially with you, Charles, you know, for you
know whose family you're talking about. Yeah.
Botched is family fun for you.
No. Botched is not safe for human consumption. I'll be the first one to tell you that. But I still listen to it. Don't get me wrong sometimes, but no. Yeah, it's. I used to have a saying that said it's family friendly as long as you're in my family. It's all, that's all good.
Hey,
but Joe, we got some headlines to get to here. A lot of them.
I just got a new Pokemon.
Oh yeah, what'd you get?
Alomomola, a hatched one from a 10K egg.
Good. Now, can we get to the headlines?
We have so many headlines, and we're going to do 0 of them. This is just completely off the rails.
This is the Nundo cast. We got 100 headlines. We're going to do 0 of them. Stardust bonuses, the Shadow and Tie, Thunderous and Raids. So much stuff's coming in March. What's happening?
Ridiculous amount of stuff coming in March. It's like they want us to get out and about and catch the coronavirus or something.
The Coronas?
Yep, the coronavirus.
Is that the Harry Potter version of the virus?
No. That's my own version. I made a hybrid.
Okay. I like it. I'm not arguing.
So, So, with this first announcement, they're talking about the special research breakthrough encounters. They're talking about the new legendary Pokemon. They're talking about a bunch of the legendary stuff that's coming up in March. So you can get Shadow Entei from Giovanni this month. The March research breakthrough encounter is Pharaoh Seed, and that's going to actually come with bonus Stardust. So that's pretty nice right there. Thunderous is coming in 5-star raids. Well, is currently in 5-star raids. He came out just the other day. They've got stuff happening basically every single day this month, pretty much. Like they've got the Tuesday Pokemon Spotlight hours. They've got the Wednesday lunch raid days. They've got um, they've got something on Thursdays. They've got special raid weekends all throughout the month. Um, the Psychic Spectacular is returning with new faces, and yes, they've just got all kinds of stuff. Team Go Rocket. I always want to call it Team Rocket Go, but Team Go Rocket is taking over, and so yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of fun. So let's start off, I guess, with stating some of these dates. So Shadow Entei is the whole month. You have until the end of the month to get Shadow Entei from Giovanni.
Okay.
It's the
Yeah.
Team Go Rocket special research that you have access to every month. The research breakthrough boxes, again, same thing until the end of the month. Well, actually, until April 1st at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. And then Thunderous will be available, well, is available now and will be here until, does it even say?
It does not say.
It has a starting date. It doesn't have an end date
Right.
on here that I can see. Maybe we'll see one in a little bit. But then the weekends. Every weekend is a special raid month or a special raid weekend. All of these are they all at different times or are they at the same time? Let's see. They're all Friday at 8 a.m. until the following Monday at 10 p.m. It looks like. And these are all local time. So the first weekend in March, so starting March 6th to March 9th, is Darkrai. March 13th to March 16th is Altered Form Giratina. And these, by the way, these all have shinies available as well now during their special raid weekend. Rocketti saying that Thunderous will be available until April 1st. That makes sense.
Right.
And then Cobaleon's special raid weekend is March 20th to March 23rd. And again, shiny is available. And then Lugia is the last weekend of March, so March 27th to March 30th. And again, shiny available. And Cobalion and Lugia specifically mention that they will have event exclusive attacks. So Cobalion is getting one called Sacred Sword, and Lugia is getting Aeroblast, not to be confused with Cough Cough. So, and then there is a quote-unquote mystery weekend event coming on the third weekend. And it's the same time frame as the raid. So we've got these raid weekends. We've got overlapping events.
Right.
And so it's gonna be crazy. So the third weekend, so it's March 20th to 23rd. There's the overlapping event with Cobalion and the mystery weekend, which, yeah, Nicole said Nikeda. I've seen people talking about Nikeda, and we've got an infographic that also mentions Nikeda is going to be during that weekend as well. And then on March 15th, so that's the second weekend of the month, is Community Day, which is going to feature Abra. So, and we'll...
Oh, thank goodness I got Abra. Although that
Yeah.
it wouldn't hurt to get more. But I was like, I got so much. I wouldn't mind have some time on the 15th I could do time, but like the 20th when they're doing the Cobalion, I've got a con that weekend that I'm gonna be at all weekend.
But yeah, the mystery weekend, it does actually state, it has more specifics on it. And Nicole's like, just read down below, you idiots. I mean,
just read, you dummy.
She didn't say it quite like that. She said it's in the source too. But
she did it in German, but we inferred.
We get the subtext.
Yeah. She's not wrong. I mean, she's not wrong. But you don't have to yell at us. Welcome to Pokemon, home of the Pokemon.
So the mysterious weekend, again, that's the third weekend in March, will feature specific types appearing more in the wild. So normal, fire, water, electric, and ice type Pokemon will be appearing more in the wild. And Nikeda will also be available, appearing in the wild and hatching from 5K eggs, possibly being shiny as well. Carablast and Shelmet will be hatching from 5K eggs during that weekend. And all of the raids, other than 5-star raids, will, well, it doesn't say all of them, but 1 through 4-star raids throughout the weekend will feature various bug and steel type Pokemon. And in addition to that, 2 times catch Stardust and 2 times hatch Stardust. They've got a bunch of different Stardust bonuses this weekend, or this month rather.
So March is crack month. Got it.
Yeah. Because Stardust is the cure to coronavirus, right?
The Corsola virus.
The Corsola virus.
Somebody else put that in. I just stole it from him. That's not somebody. Cheeky Nashville actually came up with that Corsola virus.
Yeah, gotta get that dust, right, Sylveon?
Gotta get that dust.
And then
dust.
The first weekend, here's another overlapping event. I don't know why they've got these in scattered orders in the announcement here. So the first
because
weekend,
you're not supposed to read it word for word on the show. That's why.
No, just from a consumption standpoint, this is just a
I need you
layout.
to speak at 1.5x speed, Joe. We gotta go.
Okay. All right. So the first weekend, they're also having the Team Go Rocket Global Takeover event. And so during that time, again, that's the same overlapping time as the Darkrai event. Poison and Dark type Pokemon will be appearing more in the wild, as well as other Pokemon that are specifically related to Team Go Rocket. So probably Weezing, Abra, Meowth, stuff like that. And then Absol will be appearing in the wild, which does have a shiny. Scorpie is going to be popping up extra in the wild and could be shiny as well. And then specifically on that Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. local time, Team Go Rocket Grunts will take over every single Pokestop. And Sierra, Cliff, Arlo, and Giovanni will be more active. And so if you've got your Rocket Radar or Super Rocket Radar equipped, it's easier to find them. Now, that doesn't mean you can just randomly find them. You still need the Rocket Radar, at least according to the announcement. And then during the takeover, you can use Charge TMs to change a Shadow Pokemon's exclusive attack, Frustration, to other charge attacks that your Pokemon can normally learn. But they do warn you that purifying a Shadow Pokemon will cause them to learn Return. So you got to be careful on that. If you want to purify it, do that first before using any of your Charge TMs. In addition to all this, more Stardust from defeating Grunts and Rockets. You'll get twice as much. And if you play with your in-game music on, your music will be turned into Team Go Rocket music. Now, the overlapping event for the last Saturday is that the Psychic Spectacular is returning with new faces. So that is the last weekend of the month. More Psychic Pokemon, specifically ones that are from Unova, will be appearing more. Will be appearing more frequently, and some of them will be making their debut, so it'll be first time popping out. Solosis, the Cell Pokemon, will appear during the daytime in the wild, and during the evening, Gothita, the Fixation Pokemon, will be appearing. And they will also be available in the wild and in eggs after the event as well. It specifically says in 5K eggs. In 2K eggs, a bunch of different Psychic Pokemon will be appearing. Shiny Baltoy is getting released. Psychic Pokemon will be appearing in raids during that weekend. So, yeah. And then they have some updates on the Spotlight, the Pokemon Spotlight Hour and the Mystery Bonus Hour. So, Pokemon Spotlight Hour is going to be happening 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. local time every Tuesday in March. The mystery bonus hour will be happening every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. during this month. So yeah, lots and lots and lots of stuff happening in
Well,
March.
thanks for tuning in to Pokemon Go Podcast. It's been a great episode tonight. Joe, where can they find you on the web? All right. Well, that's just the first of the headlines. So, yeah, we can't.
Well, so
too much.
to be
Too
fair,
much.
a lot of this is related to that one.
Right, I got you. That's just that's a lot of bullet points. But I like this next one, of course. How to Thunderous by El Gringo Suave, of course, brings this for me. It's the Flock of Cows, and he's
Throw rocks at it, basically.
I love how I hate how they put the Bohemian Rhapsody picture in here. That's all I can hear now when I see Thunderous. I would have done AC/DC with Thunderstruck, but okay, it's still in my head. Yeah, so
well, and then they look at the different hashtags and statements underneath the people. We are the champions. We will rock you.
A winter stale.
Yep.
Yep.
But basically, throw rocks at it. Especially if you've got a ton of Rhyperiors from the Rhyperior Community Day. Just rock wreck it.
How many do we know how many roughly people you're going to need to take Thunderous down?
Do we have another infographic on it? You'll probably want 3 or 4 depending on how good they are, how good the people are that you're rating.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, because I think I'd like to try them, but it's going to be a matter of timing, getting the right people at the right time. I know this hit because it was postponed, and then I saw the announcement in the game itself. The Go Battle League Season 1 begins Friday, March 13th. So a little over a week from this recording.
That's just another thing for March.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be an ongoing thing. And trainers who receive rank 4 or higher will receive a premium battle pass. Some of the other highlights are there's something else about I saw something else in the game that I killed it. Let me pull that up.
Well, and while you're pulling that up, I wanted to specify on almost all of the announcements that they've been making, they have specifically said people who are in Japan, South Korea, and Italy, stay tuned for updates because their events might change based on coronavirus.
Right, and it's a lot of things happening in the world because of that.
Yeah.
But here's the news.
Some people are actually thinking that the reason they've added Thunderous as a reward for PvP is specifically
because they won't be able to maybe get out and
because people won't be able to get out and they'll be sequestered.
So there's
sure?
Shush. There's a lot of bullet points here you can read through. But what I was thinking of, as I saw it in the game, legendary and mythical Pokemon will be available rarely for rank 4 and above trainers. So and there's a lot of stuff we've already countered, but it specifically says rank 4 and above as trainers in the game itself from today.
Yeah, and the specific Pokemon it mentions are Darkrai, Altered Form Giratina, and Thundurus, all of which are featured as in different weekends or Thundurus all the time next month. So.
Yeah. You're able to complete 7 sets of Go Battle League battles per day, up from the regular 5 sets for a total of 35 battles a day.
Yeah,
and you'll receive more Stardust.
Or walk.
Yeah, no, you'll have to pay for it. Well, you'll receive a premium battle pass when you win all 5 battles in a set on the premium track of the Go Battle League. That'll help you going. There's a shiny timber. I'm thinking about fighting a little bit, but it's definitely not going to be on the premium track, and it's not going to be 35 battles a day. Dude, my guys over
it would be 35
FH,
a week.
A week, whatever. Yeah, whatever. It ain't going to happen because the guys over at FTHPR are like, do your lanes, man. So I already got one game monopolizing my time. But honestly, it's interesting enough that I'm thinking I'm going to battle a little bit just to see what happens.
There you go.
Let's take a look at the shiny timbers, shall we? I haven't gotten any timbers yet, I don't believe.
I have a timber.
Uh, I know you do, Kesha. Thank you. Uh, so the changes
Okay.
aren't big. It's purple to orange, would you say? An off red?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like he spent a little too much time out in the sun.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Decent. It's okay. I mean, it's enough to know if you remember, like if you've seen timbers, it's enough to go, hey, that's new. It's definitely not like just a shade of their eye or the tip of their ears or anything like that. Niantic.
Like
Uh,
clone Pikachu.
I was, yeah, I know that's exactly what I was referencing. I'm a little surprised that Abra is going to be the family or the community day rather. I'm gonna go ahead and skip
So,
down to the
real
the
quick, I
shiny
just
family.
have to mention something.
Yeah.
You know, cauliflower has been huge this past decade on how much use it gets, and it's even on the middle timber form's head. He's just got a head of cauliflower.
Are you saying they're just going with trends? Is that what
Yep,
you're saying?
yep. The glow up.
The glow up. uh, so jumping because Abra's Community Day. We'll grab that exclusive move here in a minute if it's even in that source. But I'm looking at the shiny family. Until you get to
Until you get to
Alakazam,
Alakazam, yeah.
it's really not different at all. It's a sepia filter put on him. Is what it is.
He got sick. He
Okay.
got the coronavirus and got sick, and now he's sickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Okay.
Well, and as
Fine.
far
I
as I know, they
guess.
haven't announced the
I know
move
sometimes they
just
do
yet.
and they don't. I hadn't looked at it, so
But the bonus is 3 times catch experience. So maybe you can get to level 40 already. Not
no,
really.
no, no, because I actually would have to go out and do something. It's not gonna happen.
But again, Community Day is March 15th for Abra.
And actually, that's I might take my kids out and do something that day if we got good weather. Those kind of things. We'll see. And I do like it when it's on a Sunday because I'm downtown Atlanta, which spawns a whole lot more Pokemon than being out here where I am in the suburbs. In the suburbs, I have to go and drive and find a place to walk around, all that jazz. Being downtown, they just kind of come at you, so that helps out a little bit.
Yep. And then this
Um,
next one, I think we're going to go ahead and skip, but we'll mention it.
Okay.
It's an infographic. It's from Wonderful One, and it's with all the different events that are happening this month. So
Oh, that's not the next one, but I got you.
is it not?
No, the next one was the Team Rocket Shadow Pokemon.
Oh yeah, my bad. Well,
But
we'll
yeah,
skip
there's
the
an
infographic.
infographic. Yeah, but there's an infographic. Nicole's, I'm sure, linking it in the Twitch chat, and we'll have it in our show notes to line out everything we've already just talked about there. So I did do another Team Rocket battle this week. So I think about the 5 out of 6 on my second radar. Yes, I said my second radar. Everybody, calm down. It's fine. I barely play. It's what it is. But how are they making them stronger here?
So they're gonna charge they're gonna get their charge moves faster, and it's gonna deal more damage. Well, maybe I read that wrong. They're gonna Shadow Pokemon are gonna deal more damage with their fast and charged moves,
But they take more damage.
but they're also gonna take more damage when attacked. So I think what they're trying to do is make it so that um, some of your glass cannon Pokemon are more viable for this.
Gotcha.
Um, since it's kind of been a bruiser fest lately. And then powering up Shadow Pokemon and teaching a Shadow Pokemon additional charge move will now cost less Stardust and Candy. And
So they're just making it sounds like they're making it a little more valuable to keep a shadow Pokemon versus purifying them.
yeah. And then legendary Shadow Pokemon that you save from Giovanni are actually going to be more powerful. So, all right.
If I ever find Giovanni, it's time for me to leave the show because I'm at the top of my game. I'm out. Because it does take work. I know. I think it's Rocketti. I know Terry Wolf gave us grief about that. It's like, oh, it's just this. It's like You're probably right. Honestly, if I took a couple hours on a Saturday, let's say Joe drove down because I'm not going to drive up there. There's tornadoes. But if Joe drove down, and we like, let's go take an afternoon for community day. I would probably get not for community day because then you don't do this better than community day. Just go with the false narrative here because I'm not going to do it. But we go out, we play for a couple hours. I'm sure we could easily get the Team Rocket, battles in to then get a radar. You could probably do 4 gym leaders and a Giovanni in an afternoon. You think, Joe?
Yep.
Right? But you're talking for me. It sounds like you're talking 3-4 hours of doing that. And it's just
It
dedication.
depends on how many stops are near you, but
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, if I took you to my spot down in Covington, we could easily do it. And here's what I count, like 22 stops and 4 blocks or something like that. I mean, it's an easily walkable area that you hit a ton of stops. That's where I took the kids during the spring and the fall to go for community day. Anyway, and you should come down at some point, Joe. We'll take a day, bring the babies, let my wife watch them. We'll take my older kids out, whatever. Anyway, yeah. So we talked about the shinies, right? Basically, Ninjask, Kata, Scorpio Pie.
Yeah, so we talked about those shinies.
Yep.
They're cool looking. You can go look at them by yourself if you want. I think my favorite of these is the Scorpio. That bright red.
Yeah, the bright red, but it doesn't translate. So don't evolve them because it doesn't translate very well. But I like
that's true. That's why I said
I
Scorpio.
I do like the Balto. And by the way, for our promotions tonight, I actually found the clay doll, actually the shiny clay doll.
Clay doll.
And put that as the picture of our promotions. I actually like the shiny clay doll for some reason. It's yellow eyes instead of red eyes. I don't know, it works better for me.
And there's
they're just not making a difference with these shinies, man.
Yeah. There's actually one thing I want to mention from the infographic real quick. There's actually another event in March. The St. Louis Safari Zone event is happening on March 27th to March 29th. So that's 3 different events for people that are going to that, all in the same weekend. That's too much. That's too much. And there's a lot of people that would agree. In fact, several of our next ones are different takes on that.
Yeah, some discussions. There's another infographic with the Pokemon field research for March.
Yep.
Because we're going to take the time on the discussions, so you can look at the infographics. Really good. We have them linked out in our show notes. And honestly, Joe, maybe we should start
crazy in there for the infographics.
Maybe we should start tweeting these out on our Twitter account.
Should.
Because graphics do really well on social media, and it puts them out for people and gives them a reason to follow us. So, we'll see. We'll see what we can get done on that.
It's a great idea. We'll see if it happens.
Now, yeah. Event priority. Now, this is something that is actually very important for this month. Which events are worth doing for the month of March? So the Pharaoh Seed boxes, that's obvious if you don't have a Pharaoh Seed. If you do.
And this is just getting the research boxes.
Right. So, I mean, I think the research will naturally happen if you're doing the other events and stuff. But if you don't have a Pharaoh Seed, which I am not sure, and they call it low priority trash here on Self Road, which I guess it might be if you're thinking strictly PvP or raids or not raids, but raiding. But I don't know.
Yeah, it'll help people. It'll help people collect it, and then they say Shadow Entei. We theoretically the Shadow Pokemon are getting a buff, and Jacket K says it's probably in the form of guaranteed IVs on the Shadow Pokemon you get from Giovanni.
Okay.
Which would be good because up until now there has been no guarantee on any of your IVs, and they've been next to meh. Thundurus appearing in raids, cool. Get out and get him. He's decent, but pretty much just there to catch them all. Spotlight hour depends on what Pokemon is there. Raid hour, get out there, get your get your raid on.
If you have a consistent raid, well,
Yep.
it says if you don't have a consistent raid group, this will be your chance to get 2 Thunderouses and then go home.
Yep.
Which that kind of playing would help me out. I just gotta be available during those hours.
Yep. The mysterious bonus, which is on
Yeah.
Thursdays, basically they say hit the Stardust if it's Stardust. If not, do you even care?
I mean,
So
I wouldn't make it special. Well, you know what? Who cares what I would do? It comes down to how you play. They're saying, if you're already out and about, blah blah blah. But this is their opinion, just like our show is our opinion. So I'm not arguing with them or promoting or anything else. Play the way you want, and decide, is it worth for you to go out and get the extra XP or anything else that might be popping up. If it is, then yeah, you go do it. And of course, the Darkrai raid weekend.
Darkrai is a strong Pokemon for Master League because it counters Mewtwo, both Garatinas, and a lot of its matchups have neutral damage. So, yeah, getting Darkrai, that's a good one to go over to. The Team Rocket Takeover, again,
It's
that's gonna
overlapping Darkrai, yeah.
that's gonna have Darkrai again. Shiny Scorpy, awesome. So have fun with that. Garatina Altered Form is considered top tier for Ultra League and Master League. So, yeah, get out there and grab one if you can. Abra Community Day. All right. Alakazam is okay as a psychic attacker. It's basically a cheaper Mewtwo. But yeah,
Okay.
is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, somebody was saying earlier it's a lot easier to put together a full team of Alakazams than it is Mewtwo's.
And then there is apparently a Community Day special research, which I haven't seen. This is the first time I'm seeing that mentioned.
They usually have it. I didn't see it either, but they usually have some special research. And the term illusion suggests we might be getting Zorua or Zoroark.
Yeah,
Rock.
yeah, they're fun looking Pokemon. They're dark type. Could be. I don't know when that is. If anyone in chat knows when that is, let us know. I'm not seeing anything off the top of my head, and well, like we said, this has got to be a shorter episode. So,
Well, that'd be shorter. We do an hour, Joe. You
it's
just
true.
packed it for a 2-hour show.
I know. I put in a lot of show notes. It's my bad.
You need to pee in this car. You do it in the jar. We're not stopping until we get to Texas.
All right. Mysterious Weekend. Most people are assuming that it'll be a Genesect event. If and this person even goes as far as to say, if it's not Genesect, then Niantic is the biggest troll ever. So
why are they saying that?
just because of how they hinted it. But this is a ticketed event, just like the Regigigas one was. So we'll probably see him in EX raids eventually. He probably will not end up being meta relevant.
He is really cool looking.
Yeah, but as a bug steel type Pokemon, he's 4 times weak to fire, and yeah. So and then Lugia raid weekend.
I said Luigi's raid weekend for a second.
Luigi's Mansion. You got to raid that. Get all the boo. So Aeroblast is the signature move for Lugia, and it'll be okay. But again, Lugia is not going to be a meta-defining Pokemon. So there's that as well. Actually, Rock Eddie says in PvP, Great League specifically, Wormadan dominates Great League, and he's Bug Steel. That's kind of surprising to me, but I'll take your word for it because you PvP more than I do. And then the
Psychic Spectacular.
Psychic Spectacular. It's always great to have new Pokemon. Get out there and get a shiny Baltoy if you can. Safari Zone in St. Louis.
St. Louis.
I'm a little jealous because Chatot is there.
St. Louis is not that far from you, my friend.
Well, I'm not
It's a
that
lot closer
jealous.
than Chicago.
I'm
You
not
got plasma,
that
sell it.
jealous. I have been.
I'm just
Um,
saying.
but anyway, yeah,
All right.
a lot of events. Basically, do the ones that you feel you really want to do, because there is a lot of events, and you'll drive yourself crazy trying to do all of them.
All right. So
Um, this
we're
one,
in discussions, right?
this one, I actually want to turn over specifically for emails. I want people to email
Okay.
in if they think so. The discussion point, and this will be if you want to see what other people who are discussing it. We do have the link in our show notes. Um, but do you think that shiny odds should be fully disclosed for events? And so I want people, we'll talk about this next week after we hear from people in emails, or if you want to do a speak pipe, go to the website, PokemonGoPodcast.com, click on that right hand green button that says speak pipe and leave us a speak pipe. Um,
Yes.
but do you think the shiny odds should be disclosed for events, and why? Why do you agree with it, or why do you disagree with it? And so that's what
Yes.
we would like to know.
That's a good
Um,
discussion.
yeah.
Because I've got thoughts on it and I won't be here next week. But yeah, that's okay. I'll live with it.
Well, you'll just have to listen to Ibit and I talking
I
about it.
might have to color
Oh,
my thought in
actually,
the
speaking of that,
speed pipe.
yeah, I don't have access to speak pipes, so probably
I'll
just
take
send
care
those
of
in
it, Joe.
emails.
You do you can do the speed pipe. I'll make sure Joe has the access to it. No worries. Because if you want to get your voice on, you can do that. Do the email show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. That's how you do that. Here's another discussion. Pokemon Go is no longer creating healthy habits. It is creating addictive habits. Is the premise here. Joe, what do you think about that? That whole we got to get doing
They
this, we got to do that, we have to.
they
Yeah,
are leaning into to FOMO really bad lately. So the FOMO, for those of you who are not familiar with that lingo, that's a fear of missing out. Um, and so, like for instance, when they put the why am I blanking on the name? The fossil Pokemon. When they put the fossil Pokemon in the 7K eggs recently, um, they were like, we don't know how long they're gonna be here. Buy your incubators and get to walking, type of thing. I'm like, wow, really? You're not even gonna tell us when this event is? You know, they're leaning super heavily into fear of missing out, which creates addictive habits.
yeah.
And I agree with this, and Nicole agrees with this as well. Um, but yeah, what do
Um,
you think?
I agree. I now I've thought about how I talked about even just in jest, I referenced the game. It's like I've already got one game demanding my time. I don't have the energy and time to put into this. And if you think about it, all these events and everything, and then do the Giovanni stuff, and when you separate things out, Rock Eddie everybody is right. It's not that hard. You can do 6 battles probably in half an hour, depending on your area. 6 Team Rocket battles, right, to get that radar put together, and it's great if it's your time. But it has definitely changed from the bad of there's barely any stops and in rural areas, and I have to go a really long way to find somewhere to play Pokemon with my family, to the good of, oh man, I can take my kids to the park. I can take them downtown. When the weather's nice, we actually went specifically to this one park that's really well lit because it had 5 or 6 different Pokestops, and all the kids enjoyed playing while we're exercising. My wife was happy, you know. To now, it's holy crap, we got this day and that day and everything else. Rock Eddie says how they're only putting Lugia for 3 days with the special move, and you got to get out there and get it. And for the first time ever, and oh look, this shiny is only available and act now. Supplies are running out. Is how it feels as I'm saying all this stuff. So
Well, so
I don't know, man.
my I think my biggest issue with all of these overlapping events in March is a lot of these events are not there's no synergy between the events. Like if there was synergy between the events, that'd be great. But like um having having the Safari Zone, the St. Louis Safari Zone while there's a raid weekend going on. It's like, okay, I know you've been testing raids at events. Are those raids going to actually be at the event? Are they going to have those raids at the event for people to do? That might be all
Right.
right. You know, if the synergy's there, it's all right. But if not, these overlapping events are just pulling us in different directions, and it makes a very frustrating environment for the people who for FOMO. It's just
Well,
FOMO.
it's not, or it's not even just that. Then there's the other internal pressure of the introverts, right? Nicole's got a good point. I'm gonna get to her point here in a second. But it's the people who now I say I don't like playing with randos. I have no problem, as you've seen me at Dragon Con anywhere else. I'll go up and talk to anybody. That's not my problem. I don't have the time to explain my gaming experience growing up, but it hasn't been pleasant playing with strangers. Okay. It's been not fun, and I want to have fun playing my game. So even now, I told the story here on the show about why I don't have fun raiding with random people. Even with the chat groups and stuff, it just didn't work out for me. I'm not an introvert. So you add an introvert to it who doesn't really like to go out. They don't like to talk to people. They feel uncomfortable in those social situations. And most of these events are making you go interact with people you don't know. Then on top of that, if they don't go, then they feel guilty that they didn't go. You know what I'm saying? It's that pressure. Not that Niantic is their job to worry about that, but it is an alienation thing going on. And Nicole even points out it's truly a bad time to be a student, confined to her home for most of the next 4 months. Um, I mean, we've got weird weather going on throughout the world, but it's definitely coming up on crunch time fairly soon for college students. High school students have lots and lots of sports stuff going on. My family, my wife said February was a light month, and we did something. They did something at least every other day in the month, but it was a light month. This month is packed full. There's just a lot of competing things with life, and it's gone from the stories we used to get in our email, and even you would tell and I would tell, hey, we packed up the family in the van, we went down and did this thing, to now it's, if I can find a moment in my schedule, my kids aren't off all over the world doing stuff, then I'll take some of them. Maybe we'll go do. I really wanted to do the Ride On Community Day because I needed Rhyperior and I wanted the shiny, and I didn't get any of it. And I'll finish up this part. With both Jacket K and Nicole. Jacket K says the event overlap could be bothering me more, but I've been able to get to a point where I'm okay missing out on things now. See, that's the healthy response, which means Niantic, we're not playing as much, and that's the universal we, not me specifically.
Yeah.
There's just too much to do. I don't want to limit myself to just Pogo. Nicole says I get some social anxiety sometimes, but I feel like you can raid with other people and not talk to them. Actually, and that's very true. Then I have to ask the point to Niantic, not to you, Nicole, but to Niantic, why make us do that? If we truly can go out and not talk to each other and just stare at our phones, why are you forcing us to go out of our houses to do that? I think they're trying to think, oh, you'll go talk. I don't think I think, yes, there are groups that hang out. There are people who've made friends. Our buddy down in South America, Mark III, Fabian.
Mm-hmm.
Fabian now has started a group with a family down there, and it's a great thing. That's amazing. But for the most part, I won't even get out of my car at a lot of these raids. I'll just pull up and nobody gets out of their car. We're all just sitting in our cars, doing a little thing. They're on Discord. It's not working the way they wanted to.
For some people, other people like Rocketti, they're like, I've made a ton of friends. I talk to everybody playing Pogo. So
Yeah,
but
I would talk to Rocketti all day long. So
and so these next few, we're just gonna scratch the surface of it.
Okay.
The if you want to look at the actual discussions that are happening on Reddit, go in and take a look. But there's some people that are saying, look, these events make the game feel like a full-time second job. And
yeah, that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Yeah.
Other people are saying that it feels like this is all just a social experiment at this point.
Well, okay, but that is true. It was started as so it's why it revolutionized the mobile gaming industry, right? Because it was something that was never done, and it is a social experiment. Can we get people out to play with each other? But where's the is there? Let's dig into that one just a little bit more. Is there more to that than just the headline? Because I mean, it is a social experiment in my opinion. I'm just trying to see a TLDR here about what. Okay, let me read this last paragraph. Just seems like the game is taking a sharp turn in a new direction. Doesn't feel as good or as fun as it used to anymore. And I'm sure that's just my opinion. Others might be over the moon, but instead of tearing each other apart with threads, blah blah. Okay, yeah, okay. I think they're just saying it feels too much. That's kind of what they're saying. The
Yeah.
OCD collector types and
Well,
okay,
and to go along with that, this PSA, the last item there,
okay,
um, about a year ago, someone who worked in free to play gaming as a game manager. They worked on several different games, but the specific one here is Dota Plus. Um, they specifically mention that the free to play industry, they intentionally design games to have pain points, but that these pain points can be overcome by buying stuff. And so and someone mentioned it in the chat earlier, and I'm sorry I don't know where that was, but basically, oh, it was Rock Eddie. Basically, the synergy for most of these events comes at the cost of money that are happening in March. You can get a good amount of synergy if you're willing to pay. And so there, that social experiment, it almost feels like they're trying to determine how beneficial doing this shotgun style
right,
events, how much it's gonna influence their bottom line. That that's kind of how this feels. Maybe
fair
I'm
enough.
wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe people will disagree with me, but that's kind of how it feels to me.
No, I like it. I think you stated that well. And then these last few, I want to include in our show notes. This is stuff Rocky Eddie has sent to us. It's a really, actually, very simplified February/March events infographic, and then some other almost cue card level. Hey, here's what you need to look at for the two catch Stardust and so on. So now that was for February 20th. I just
Yeah,
grabbed
yeah.
them all.
Some
Didn't
of
really
some of
look at
these
them.
are
Some,
old.
yeah,
Yeah.
but this is the kind of stuff we're talking about. It's really cool, really easy to understand. You can put it on your phone easily, and that's the kind of thing we're definitely looking more for to help spread the community with the show here. So, yeah, thanks for all of that. Um, we already talked about Patreon a little bit. Joe, what time is it?
It's time for
Time
random
for random
trivia.
trivia.
Super, super, super quick random
Super, super, super,
trivia.
super.
Uh, so I'm going to talk about Thundurus today, the Bolt Strike Pokemon. He is an electric flying type, which is why throwing rocks at him is great, because he is 4 times weak to rocks. We are getting specifically the incarnate form. There is another form called the Therian form, which who knows when we'll get that. The Pokedex entry talks about, it's actually pretty dark, but says countless charred remains mar the landscape of places through which Thundurus has passed. Remember, the Pokedex entries are not family friendly in a lot of instances. These
Unless
are
you're my family.
these are pocket monsters. Its shiny form, when you finally get it, switches the blue and purple theme to mostly purple. Um, Thundurus is part of a trio, the Forces of Nature trio, that include Tornadus and Landorus. Um, and we've already seen Tornadus. We will eventually get Landorus. All of them have incarnate and Therian forms, but so far we've only got incarnate forms. Um, the Thundurus' category, I mentioned before, the Bolt Strike Pokemon, shares its name with the move Bolt Strike, both in the Japanese and English versions. However, it cannot learn that move, which is weird. It is Zekrum's signature move. Um, these different forms are most likely, well, Thunder specifically is based off of Raijin, the Kami of Thunder, Thunder and Lightning. It's
Very, very frightening.
Yeah. It comes from Japanese mythology, so that's why these guys look weird. Because there's a lot of interesting Japanese mythology. I mean, it seems foreign to us because, well, it is foreign. Um, but yeah, thunderous is, well, it's thunderous. You know, it's based on the word thunderous, but it could also be a combination of Aeolus, because the spelling is different than thunderous itself. And Aeolus is the ruler of winds in Greek mythology. So, yeah, that's the quick and dirty of thunderous.
And he looks kind of cool. If I get a chance, I'll take it. Oh, hey, scared the crap out of me. Thanks, Alarm. I appreciate you. I need to turn that off for Thursdays. I forget to preset to
So, but
off.
remember, email the show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. We
Yes.
specifically want to know if you think that Niantic should be publicly releasing the shiny odds for events. If you want to do a speak pipe, apparently Charles is going to forward those to me.
Well, I'm going to give you access. You've needed it for a while. This is a show that mainly uses it. So I'll make sure you get to it for
Okay.
sure.
PokemonGoPodcast.com, the green speak pipe button on the right. If you want to add your own sources for us to talk about, you can go to reddit.com/r/PokemonGoPodcast. On Facebook, we are at Pokemon Go Podcast. On Twitter, we are at Pokemon Go Pod. If you want to watch us live, it is twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast. We go live Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And where can they can find me at Joseph_Ard. Where can they find you, Charles?
Well, this weekend I will be judging a social media, an actual social media creation contest with Tony P. Henderson and a few other people from Cox Media. And then the 20th, the weekend of the 20th, OutlantaCon. Tony P. Henderson and I will be doing a couple of game shows and some panels at OutlantaCon this week, I'm sorry, the weekend of the 20th in Atlanta, Georgia. And then, of course, we're kind of podcasting all across social media. And in about 5 minutes on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. And then 30 minutes after that on FTH Beyond on Twitch.tv. So, busy night tonight.
Charles is just about as busy with podcasting as he is with Pokemon Go. Well,
no, I'm way busier with podcasting.
As Terry Wolf is with Pokemon Go.
There you go. There you go. But you know what? Oh, and really cool. I don't usually say what I'm doing, but next week I'm not going to be here because my wife got Wait, Don't Tell Me tickets for her birthday. And that happens to be on Thursday night. That's her favorite NPR show. And I like it too. And so we're going to get to see a live recording of Wait, Don't Tell Me. So you'll have the alter ego to Cheeky National on. Right?
Brian Ibbett. Yeah, he'll be on next week.
You know, because I think it's like Jekyll and Hyde. It's like, hey, welcome to Coverville. I'm Cheeky Nashville. You know,
and he said if he wins the geek trivia night that he's doing, he is gonna have a huge ego next week. So
and Go battles are good. He should have a huge ego if he wins that. Rock Eddie's reminding us that Go battles are currently open in all 3 leagues until the 13th. And then season 1 starts. So go get your practice in.
And then Jacket K is keeping us honest. The Thunderous.
We don't do retractions. We don't care.
Thunderous isn't actually 4 times weak to rock because I always forget that electric is not weak to rock. But
yeah, well, tune in next week to hear Joe say,
hello, Ibbett.
That you threw me off with that one.
Good.
All right, let's see.
All right.
Okay.
Stop recording. Do not click the stop streaming button just yet.
Linder.
Pretty soon here, Nicole will post the link for, there it is, for Showbot to vote on titles. We've got from Sylveon on base, Get Up, Get Down with the Stalker. We've got from Mr. Tambourine, This is the Nundo Cast. Cheeky Nashville says Corsola Virus. Jacket K says Gotta Catch All the Dust. GSTU Media says Frustration is my special move too.
Now that's in honor of Nicole0991 because she actually said that organically, and I thought it was hilarious. So I put that in as a title for her. And then she put it directly.
Throw rocks at it.
Yep. So we've got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to get your vote in. If you're brand new, you know what? Let's see. I want to call
Well,
out some names.
basically, throw rocks at it. Went from 0 to 3. Just bloop.
Let's see. Jacket Case here, Lady Jasmine, Mr. Tambourine, who I like to call Tamby. Rock Eddie 33, Civilian on base, Space underscore Ryan, Squishy Twitchy. That bot keeps going back. Us, Nate Scout, and then Vlad. I think the last three are bots. I'll call it VNK, Virgo Pros, and Vladivostok Zero.
Vladivostok isn't.
Oh, well, they are now. So
You keep calling our people.
I know it's just right there, Virgo Pros and you know, it's hard to tell. Some the bots are really cool named
See,
bots, and
look,
you know,
I have Vladivostok as a friend. He's one of my best friends.
yeah.
How dare you insult him like that?
Is it really? I mean, bots get all the work and they get on all the shows. So is it really an insult?
Are you trying to say that I'm racist because a bot can't be my best friend?
That wouldn't be race, would it? You're a botist? Oh, seriously? I mean, I'm not hating on it too much, but Nicole is winning both titles. Frustration is my special move too. Basically, throw rocks at it. So well, she's gonna take this. U.S. Nate Scout.
Unless this is the Nundo cast.
Yeah, she is that good. Now I'm gonna have to find a really weird way to pronounce U.S. Nate Scout. But thank you, Nate, for coming out. Again, I know we saw you last week. We always appreciate people coming out. This is a podcast for those of you who are here. There are 188 other episodes you can download into your ear holes and listen. And in case you ever missed the live show, it is, like I said, it's put out as a podcast for you to listen to. It's also on YouTube as well. And that's going to be it for the render. And we're at Frustration is my special move too at 5. So there you go, Joe. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to jump off and go make a special appearance on this other show. And then at 9:30, if you want more of me, I'll be on FTH Beyond on Twitch.tv.
All right. Good night, everybody.